In the deep void of space, a haunting call shattered the silence. Captain Seraphina Quinn, her heart scorched by loss and ignited with defiant hope, stood on the observation deck as cosmic flames danced in her eyes. The reactivation of the lost Earth ship echoed with both tragedy and promise, unleashing memories of a family swallowed by the void. In that electrifying moment, destiny demanded she confront the encroaching darkness, fueling a resolve that defied the very stars. The year was 2472, and the Orion Belt outpost pulsed like a living circuit board against the infinite canvas of space. Within its labyrinthine corridors, where sleek panels of advanced technology intertwined with relics of alien antiquity, Captain Seraphina Quinn prepared for a mission that would alter the course of her life. The outpost's ambient hum of futuristic engines and distant transmissions was punctuated by the subtle clamor of whispered rumors about the legendary lost Earth ship, a vessel whose mysterious revival defied conventional physics. Seraphina's journey was etched into every line of her face. Once a celebrated military strategist, her eyes now held the raw pain of a mother who had lost her family on a doomed earthbound expedition, a wound that had never healed. The bitterness of that memory fused with an unwavering determination to rescue the fragments of her past and reclaim the hope that the ship promised. As she moved through the bustling corridors of the outpost, her every step resonated with the weight of destiny and the promise of redemption. Inside the Celestial Voyager, a state-of-the-art vessel gleaming under the soft luminescence of engineered starlight, Seraphina stood before a holographic display. The star maps and ancient schematics danced in midair, each detail a testament to the mysteries that lay hidden within the lost Earth ship. The soft glow of these projections painted her face in hues of blue and silver, illuminating both her steely determination and the shadow of lingering sorrow. Every flicker of light was a reminder of the vast, uncharted frontier that beckoned, and every beat of her heart echoed the perilous balance between past regret and future promise. Gathering her loyal crew in the briefing chamber, Seraphina's voice carried a resonant authority tempered by vulnerability. "This mission isn't merely about discovering a relic of our past," she said, her tone both tender and resolute. "It's about reclaiming what was lost, about facing the darkness that stole our loved ones and refusing to let it dictate our future." Her words hung in the charged air, weaving together the threads of personal grief, fierce ambition, and the collective hope of all who dared to dream beyond the confines of known space. Outside, the expanse of the cosmos stretched out like an endless tapestry of possibility and peril. The celestial bodies, distant nebulae, shimmering star clusters, and the silent watch of ancient comets provided the perfect backdrop for a journey that promised not only to reveal the secrets of the lost Earth ship, but also to unlock the hidden reservoirs of strength within Seraphina's soul. As the outpost communication array crackled with incoming data, and the anticipation of imminent departure grew palpable, every crew member felt the electric pulse of destiny. In that moment, amid the orchestrated chaos of technological marvels and timeless mysteries, Captain Seraphina Quinn embraced her fate. With the weight of her past fueling the fire of her determination, she stepped forward into the unknown, ready to challenge the dark forces that had long haunted her dreams. The universe, in all its infinite splendor and enigma, beckoned, and she answered with a courage as luminous and fierce as the stars themselves. The celestial Voyager sailed silently through the inky void when, without warning, the ship's communication array erupted into a cacophony of crackling static and pulsing luminescence. At first, the sound was barely perceptible, a trembling whisper on the edge of perception, but it soon swelled into an urgent, resonant beacon that filled every corridor and reverberated through the vessel's core. The air on the bridge grew thick with tension, as if the ship itself was holding its breath. Captain Seraphina Quinn, still reeling from the echoes of her past, instantly sprang into action. Her eyes, once fixed on distant memories of loss and redemption, now narrowed in acute focus on the rapidly shifting holographic display before her. A series of vivid images materialized in midair, a pulsating, ethereal silhouette of the lost Earth ship, its contours outlined by an otherworldly glow that defied the darkness of space. Every beam of light that emanated from the hologram carried the weight of both hope and imminent peril. "Report," Serafina's voice rang out, authoritative yet laced with an edge of urgency. The crew, momentarily stunned by the unexpected barrage of data, scrambled to relay information. Data streams, interlaced with fractal patterns of quantum code, painted a picture of a vessel resurrected from the annals of forgotten lore. The display revealed not only the ship's renewed activity, but also a complex network of energy signals that pulsed like the heartbeat of a living organism. The mysterious activation sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned crew members. Amid the flurry of technical jargon and rapid-fire diagnostics, one message stood out, a secondary transmission interwoven with cryptic coordinates and warnings. It was a coded communication that hinted at interference from an external force. "Captain, we're picking up unauthorized signals. Tracing them now," reported Lieutenant Harrow, his fingers dancing over the console as he adjusted the frequency scanners. The voice on the bridge was steady, but carried an unmistakable note of concern, mirroring the collective apprehension that now permeated every corner of the ship. As the holographic display continued to evolve, another name emerged from the digital tapestry, a name that sent a ripple of unease through the crew: Dr. Lucian Voss. Known for his brilliant yet ethically dubious experiments in quantum engineering, Voss's presence was like a shadow lurking in the periphery of every thought. The indication was clear. While the lost Earth ship's revival promised groundbreaking discovery, it also beckoned those with sinister designs. The implications were staggering. Voss's intent was not discovery, but control. His ambition, as notorious as it was dangerous, threatened to harness the ship's unfathomable technology for purposes that could unbalance the very fabric of civilization. Serafina felt a familiar surge of determination mixed with a cold dread. The signal's intensity, both visually and emotionally, cut through the sterile hum of the ship's systems like a clarion call. Every fiber of her being was alerted to the stakes at hand. The loss she had endured, the sacrifices of her crew, and the collective memory of humanity's forgotten past converged in that single electrifying moment. Her mind raced through possibilities: rescue, discovery, redemption, and the terrifying prospect of falling into the hands of a man who would stop at nothing to rewrite destiny. In the tense silence that followed the initial burst of data, the celestial Voyager's bridge transformed into a theater of whispered calculations and exchanged glances. The ambient glow of the holograms illuminated determined faces, each reflecting the gravity of the situation. Serafina, ever the steadfast leader, locked eyes with her chief engineer, who nodded silently, a pact of unspoken resolve forming between them. "This isn't just a beacon from our past," Serafina declared, her voice resonating with both authority and vulnerability. "It's a call to arms, an invitation to confront the forces that seek to bend our future to their will. We move forward, not merely to uncover a relic, but to safeguard the legacy of all we've lost." As the crew began coordinating a strategic response, the rhythmic pulse of the signal seemed to synchronize with the heartbeat of the ship itself. Every sensor beep and every flicker of light contributed to a symphony of urgency and foreboding, a reminder that the lost Earth ship was not merely a dormant memory, but a harbinger of transformation, one that could either illuminate the path to salvation or plunge the cosmos into chaos. In that fraught moment, as the celestial Voyager hurtled deeper into the cosmic expanse, the awakening signal became more than an anomaly. It became the clarion call of destiny. The crew, bound by a shared determination and the silent promise of redemption, braced themselves for the challenges ahead, aware that the true battle had only just begun. The celestial Voyager disengaged from the gravitational pull of the Orion Belt outpost with a thunderous surge of energy, its thrusters blazing against the backdrop of an endless, starlit void. Outside the expansive viewports, the cosmos unfurled in a tapestry of glittering nebulae and distant galaxies, a silent, majestic reminder of both wonder and danger. As the ship glided into uncharted space, every vibration of the engine resonated deep within the crew, blending the hum of technology with the pulse of their hopes and fears. Captain Serafina Quinn stood at the helm, her gaze fixed on the sprawling celestial panorama. The brilliant hues of a nearby supernova lit the control deck with ghostly reds and blues, painting fleeting portraits of a universe in constant flux. Amid this visual symphony, Serafina's thoughts swirled with both determination and trepidation. The memories of past loss still lingered like shadows in the corners of her mind, each star a reminder of what had been sacrificed and what she was willing to risk to reclaim it. The mission was more than a quest for the lost Earthship. It was a journey to mend the shattered fragments of her heart and the legacy of humanity. Deep within the labyrinth of the ship's corridors, a sense of urgency permeated every crevice. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation, yet tinged with an undercurrent of tension. Whispers of a covert threat had reached the crew, rumors of operatives dispatched by Dr. Lucian Voss, whose ambitions now threatened to collide with their noble quest. In the dim glow of the navigation chamber, Lieutenant Harrow and the tactical officer huddled over star maps and encrypted transmissions, their eyes darting back and forth over fluctuating data streams that hinted at unseen adversaries lurking in the void. A hushed dialogue broke the silence of the strategy room. "Captain, sensors have detected anomalous signatures in our trajectory," reported Harrow, his voice low and measured. "It seems we're not alone out here. There's interference that doesn't match any known patterns." The words sent a ripple of concern through the gathered officers, each acutely aware that the journey was as much a battle of wits as it was a voyage into the unknown. Serafina's response was resolute yet laden with the weight of her past. "We'll navigate these shadows as we have before together. Stay vigilant, and trust your instincts," she commanded, her tone both a promise and a challenge. The soft murmur of assent from the crew was intermingled with the rhythmic beeping of sensors and the distant hum of the ship's core, all converging into a living chorus of determination and apprehension. Beyond the technical displays and the strategic briefings, the ship itself seemed to embody the spirit of exploration. The corridors of the celestial Voyager were adorned with sleek, luminescent panels and intricate control interfaces, their design echoing the synthesis of human ingenuity and alien inspiration. As the ship hurtled further into the cosmic sea, every surface shimmered with reflections of distant starlight, and every metallic crevice held the promise of undiscovered secrets. Amid the hum of activity, Serafina retreated to her private quarters, a small sanctuary carved out on the upper deck. There, in the solitude of a softly lit room lined with relics from past voyages, she allowed herself a brief moment of introspection. The memories of her lost family surged forth, mingling with the anticipation of what lay ahead. Each artifact, a memento of a bygone era, whispered silent encouragement to forge ahead despite the overwhelming odds. In that quiet space, the captain reconciled her inner turmoil with the call of destiny, embracing the belief that the darkness could be overcome by the light of perseverance. Returning to the bridge with renewed resolve, she joined her trusted officers once more. The dialogue that ensued was deliberate and measured, a blend of technical acumen and heartfelt conviction. "Every star we pass is a testament to our journey," Serafina remarked as she studied the celestial charts. "They are beacons of both past sorrow and future hope. Our mission is not merely to chase legends, but to write a new chapter in the story of humanity, a chapter where we reclaim our lost legacy and steer our fate with courage." The celestial Voyager pressed on through the interstellar abyss, its path lit by distant quasars and intermingled with the soft glow of cosmic dust. Yet beneath the awe-inspiring beauty of the cosmos, the threat of ambush loomed, a silent promise of challenges that would test the crew's mettle. Hidden within the endless darkness, covert vessels prowled like specters, their intentions as murky as the void itself. Every so often, the ship's sensors would flash warnings, and the crew would exchange wary glances, each pulse of data a reminder that their journey was fraught with peril. In those moments, the internal struggle of Captain Quinn became palpable. The roar of the engines, the whisper of interstellar winds, and the cadence of encrypted messages all blended into an overwhelming symphony of the unknown. She felt the burden of leadership, the crushing weight of memories, and the urgent call of destiny. The path ahead was as treacherous as it was wondrous, a delicate balance between hope and despair, discovery and destruction. As the Voyager sailed further into the cosmic frontier, its crew remained united in purpose, their hearts beating in time with the universe's grand design. The journey beyond was more than a physical expedition. It was a voyage into the depths of human resilience, a test of the will to overcome, and a search for the truth that lay hidden in the silence of the stars. Every moment was charged with the potential for revelation, every pulse of light a step closer to the elusive secrets of the lost Earth ship. Thus, as the ship navigated the intricate tapestry of space, it carried with it the dreams, fears, and indomitable spirit of all who dared to venture into the great unknown. The journey had only just begun, and already the cosmos whispered its ancient promise, a promise of discovery, conflict, and the eternal dance between light and shadow. The celestial Voyager's sensors fell silent as the ancient form of the lost Earth ship emerged from the darkness, a colossal relic adrift in the void, its presence as arresting as a ghost from a forgotten era. Bathed in an eerie, shifting luminescence, the ship's surface was a mosaic of time-worn panels, intricate symbols, and winding energy conduits that pulsed with an otherworldly cadence. As the crew gathered on the observation deck, a hushed reverence filled the air, the silence punctuated only by the soft hum of the ship's life support systems and the distant echo of cosmic winds. Captain Serafina Quinn led the boarding party through a breach in the relic's weathered hull, each step measured against the backdrop of ancient technology that defied conventional physics. The corridors inside were vast and labyrinthine, their walls adorned with enigmatic glyphs and embedded circuitry that glowed faintly under her torchlight. The air was thick with the scent of ionized particles and ancient dust, a tangible reminder that this vessel had borne witness to countless epochs. Every surface seemed to whisper untold stories, a silent chronicle of civilizations long extinguished and secrets that transcended time. As the crew advanced deeper into the ship's core, strange phenomena began to manifest. Gravity itself appeared to waver. At times the very fabric of space seemed to ripple with a subtle rhythmic pulse, synchronizing with the beat of their hearts. In one chamber, crystalline structures refracted light into dazzling spectrums that danced across the walls, transforming the sterile metal into a canvas of spectral art. The interplay of light and shadow evoked an ethereal beauty, yet also hinted at the vessel's latent power, a power capable of both creation and utter devastation. In a central chamber dominated by a vast pulsating core of energy, the true enigma of the relic was laid bare. Here, ancient interfaces melded seamlessly with technologies that defied the principles of known science. Holographic schematics and spectral data scrolled endlessly across the chamber's surfaces, as if the ship itself were attempting to convey a forgotten language. Amid the ambient glow and pervasive hum of raw energy, Serafina's mind raced with questions and possibilities. This was not merely a vessel lost to time, it was a repository of forbidden knowledge, a silent archive of humanity's past achievements and its unspoken ambitions. Standing amidst the relic's secrets, Captain Quinn felt both awe and foreboding. Each discovery in that alien chamber ignited a spark of hope, yet also a wary understanding of the peril that lay in wielding such immeasurable power. With every step and every breath, the ship revealed layers of complexity and mystery that promised to reshape everything they thought they knew about technology, history, and the very essence of reality. In that moment, the lost Earth ship was not just a relic of bygone eras. It was the key to a future that teetered on the edge of salvation and oblivion. Within the echoing heart of the lost Earth ship, a storm of energy and fury had taken hold. The vast, labyrinthine corridors, once silent witnesses to ancient secrets, now trembled with the force of imminent conflict. Iridescent pulses of light danced erratically along the walls, as if the relic itself had awakened to choose a side. Here, in the chamber where the ship's core blazed with surreal power, The paths of destiny converged. Captain Serafina Quinn and her crew had barely begun to decode the mysteries of the ship's forbidden technology when the silence shattered. The sudden intrusion of Dr. Lucian Vass's forces, clad in sleek armor and armed with weapons that glowed with a menacing blue energy, turned the once sacred space into a chaotic battleground. The clashing of energy shields and the staccato bursts of plasma fire filled the air with a sound that mimicked the roar of a supernova. At the center of this maelstrom, beneath a canopy of oscillating holographic schematics and alien glyphs, Serafina faced Dr. Vass. The atmosphere around them crackled with raw, unfathomable power, a tangible force that distorted gravity and twisted light. Her eyes, steely with resolve, and stained by memories of loss, locked onto Vass's calculating gaze. Every fiber of her being radiated determination, tempered by the quiet agony of her past. The stakes were no longer mere technology. They were the very future of humanity. "Your vision enslaves us," Serafina declared, her voice echoing through the charged air. "We are not meant to be cogs in your grand machine of control. We seek to reclaim our legacy, not to be subjugated by the ambitions of one man." Her words, firm and defiant, resonated with the valor of countless souls who had suffered under the weight of tyranny. Dr. Vass's lips curved into a cold, dismissive smile as he responded, his tone as precise as the laser-guided instruments that marked his every movement. "Captain, your sentiment is as naive as it is noble," he replied, stepping forward with deliberate arrogance. "Progress demands sacrifice. Without harnessing this power, humanity is doomed to drift aimlessly in the void. I will shape our destiny, even if it means making the hard choices you refuse to embrace." The air thickened as their dialogue mingled with the tumultuous sounds of battle. Around them, the ship's corridors became a crucible, where philosophy and physics collided. Laser bolts ricocheted off ancient walls, casting erratic shadows that danced like specters of the past. Crew members, caught in the crossfire, moved with a desperate urgency, each step echoing the conflict between hope and the cold pragmatism of control. Serafina pivoted, rallying her loyal officers as they advanced with unwavering resolve. "We fight not for power, but for the freedom to choose our path," she shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. Her crew surged forward, their determination as palpable as the radiant energy swirling around them. In every clash of weapons and every burst of alien light, the ideals of liberation and oppression were laid bare. As the confrontation escalated, the relic's ambient energy began to react. The very walls of the chamber pulsed in tandem with the intensity of the combatants' emotions, a living tapestry of conflict. The ancient technology, once dormant, now pulsed with potential energy that threatened to overwhelm both sides. Sparks of light intertwined with the beams of plasma, creating a surreal backdrop for the duel between the two ideologies. Locked in a moment that suspended time, Serafina and Vass circled each other with a predatory grace. Their eyes met, each gaze a battlefield of unspoken truths and moral convictions. "You may command power," Serafina whispered, her voice a blend of sorrow and defiance, "but you will never command a heart that seeks to heal, not destroy." Vass's reply was a cold murmur, almost lost amidst the cacophony of clashing energies. "Hearts are fragile, Captain. In the end, only the resolute will forge a future worth living." Their words, laden with the weight of their past and the burden of their convictions, resonated like a final fateful note in the symphony of war. As the corridor vibrated with the collision of ideals, the battle reached a fevered pitch, a moment when every pulse of light, every echo of energy, bore witness to the unyielding struggle for the soul of humanity. In the aftermath of the fierce clash, silence fell like a heavy shroud over the once tumultuous corridors of the lost Earthship. The relic, its vast core still pulsing with an uncanny residual energy, now lay scarred by the conflict, a testament to both its boundless potential and the price of its power. As debris settled in ghostly patterns across the floor, the crew of the celestial Voyager gathered in the dim light of emergency beacons, their breaths shallow and hearts heavy with the echoes of battle. Captain Serafina Quinn stood amid the ruins, her eyes reflecting the soft luminescence of the ship's dying energy. The cold remnants of laser fire etched across the walls were intermingled with shimmering alien glyphs that now glowed with a subdued intensity, each symbol a silent witness to the tumultuous exchange of ideals. Her uniform bore the scars of conflict, and her face, streaked with sweat and determination, revealed the cost of standing against tyranny. In the quiet that followed the chaos, every whispered sigh and measured heartbeat spoke of both loss and an unyielding hope for renewal. The reverberations of the confrontation between her and Dr. Lucien Voss still lingered in the charged air. The ideological duel, where freedom and control had clashed in a symphony of light and shadow, had not only redefined the destiny of those aboard the ship, but had also cast a long reflective gaze upon the future of humanity. In the stillness of the ruined chamber, Serafina's mind replayed the final words exchanged, a poignant reminder that the heart's resilience was far more formidable than any engineered might. Slowly, the crew began to tend to their wounded and salvage precious data from the ship's enigmatic archives. Amid the wreckage, there was a quiet determination to learn from the calamity, to harness the technology not as a tool for dominion, but as a beacon for progress and healing. As fragments of ancient knowledge were pieced together by trembling hands, it became clear that the relic was not merely a vessel of forgotten lore, but a mirror reflecting the dual nature of ambition, the peril of unbridled power and the promise of rebirth when tempered by wisdom. In a hushed assembly on the central platform, Serafina addressed her gathered crew with a voice that was both tender and resolute. Today we witnessed the devastating cost of ambition unrestrained. But we also saw the glimmer of redemption, an opportunity to chart a new course, one where we guard the sanctity of our legacy, while daring to dream again. Her words carried on the soft currents of hope that wafted through the dim chamber, stirred a collective resolve. The mission had transformed from a pursuit of lost technology into a solemn vow to protect the future of humanity. Outside, the stars shone with an indifferent brilliance against the velvet canvas of space. Yet to those aboard the celestial Voyager, every twinkling light now held a dual promise, a reminder of the past sacrifices, and a guiding spark toward a future rebuilt on lessons learned. The relic, though battered, remained a source of infinite possibility, a crossroads where science and spirit met to define what it meant to be truly human. As dawn crept over the horizon of the unknown, the crew began the arduous process of healing and rebuilding. The lost Earth ship, with its mysterious power, would forever serve as both a warning and a wellspring of inspiration. With heavy hearts yet steadfast determination, they embraced the new beginning, ready to forge a path that honored both the sacrifices made and the enduring spark of hope.